it was brand new, and it's like we were making something that no one had ever seen before. There was just like an electricity about it.
It's so exciting to talk to you, especially as someone who also watched Bones.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we watched Bones.
Oh, that's amazing. Love it, love it.
But first we got Organized Crimes resuming next week. So, your character almost died at the end of season 1.
Yes, so, not once, but twice.
Twice. Yeah. Were you surprised that you were invited back for season 2?
Well, I've got to say, I wasn't quite sure between, when you get the poisoning episode and you're reading it, you're thinking, it may not be a guarantee, this one. But what did seem pretty clear was that the Wheatley storyline had not been wrapped up. And I thought, I would be excited to go back, and I wasn't surprised when they said there's more story to tell here.
Are you really, hoping for a chance to get back to, in season 1, your character was totally healthy, but yes. Now you're acting with, I rewatched the first episode this morning, and
what did you think? The very first episode.
Yeah, the first episode of this season, and you're like huddled up in a, in the bathrobe, and you're forgetting the crossword puzzle answers.
Oh, wait until you see it gets deeper.
Oh yeah. Are you hoping that, at one point you get to go back to acting without health problems?
It really, yes, is the short answer to that. I look forward to Angela being Angela again.
What's the state of mind for Angela before she takes the stand here? Because, it's kind of conflicted here going on.
Yeah, well, I think, this is their one shot to take Richard down. And I think Angela realizes, how important her testimony is, not only for, Stabler and his family, but also for her, because she is very well aware that Richard killed Tariq. Or Rafiq, rather. I'm sorry, Tariq is a friend of mine. Killed Rafiq. So, I think there's a lot at stake.
Well, in the first season, you had so many great scenes with both Christopher Meloni and Dylan McDermott, and then you also had scenes where there was all three of them. Mm-hmm. So, what was it like to play off those two stars separately and together? There's some fantastic acting throughout the first season, and it must have been really fascinating and interesting to play off them.
Oh, it's been so fun. And it's funny, first season, both of them are such different experiences. It's really, really fun. And I would say, I feel like I've grown getting to play with both of them, because Dylan's way into his character is like almost the antithesis of what Chris does. And if Dylan's desire is to make himself laugh, if he can amuse himself in a scene, like, you're a hot mess, Angela, none of that was there. Like, none of that was there. He just says, can you give me one more take? I want to try something. He'll sing a random tune, like, add a strange line, decide he's going to, his prop use is going to be really sort of uncomfortable and like off-putting. He looks for where he can amuse himself. And he says, if you can amuse yourself, the audience is with you. If you're bored, everybody else is going to be bored with your performance. So that's Dylan's approach. And Chris is so incredibly present and collaborative. And I don't think I've ever met an actor as committed to making sure that the best work is done. And that means from everybody,
he seems more of a physical actor, like just ready to explode in every scene.
Yeah, well, and absolutely a physical actor, but also incredibly smart and uh, intuitive. He's a very intuitive actor. I also just appreciate that he's smart enough to get when a scene isn't working, and instead of, and just like rework something on the spot. He's smart enough to be able to do that, which is amazing and really, really fun. And he's also generous enough that if he feels like the scene is not working or flowing the way it should, he'll just quietly and gently steer it, just to make sure, without making an actor feel uncomfortable. I've watched him do it with so many people. Just very gently give them whatever line reading they need in order to like land in the moment and in the truth of the moment. He's masterful.
In the upcoming episode, you also get to work with Raul Esparza.
My favorite.
Really cool to have him like cross-examine you.
Oh my, he's unconscious. He's so good.
What was it intimidating to be there with an actor who had spent so long, cross-examining people, and now it's your turn to be cross-examined?
A little bit. I got to tell you, it was, we did the Zoom table read, which, on organized crime, we haven't done in a while because there just doesn't feel like there's enough time. But I think SVU, does it like clockwork. They're a well-oiled machine. So we got on, everybody's there. And Raul, geez, had a lion's share of the lines, as he always does. And I'm just taking in how already there his performance is at a table read. The man's reading off a script, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I think he's probably one of the best actors I've ever witnessed. And then actually being on set, he's just it's beautiful. He's beautiful to watch. Did
you get to work with Mariska Hargitay at all? For your
a little bit, yeah. And I love her. She is, again, I think a testament, a testament to a show lasting for 23 years. I think her kindness and generosity, I think it starts from there. It's like a trickle down. If you don't have that, no one wants to stick around for 23 years, and they are all so they're so generous, and they're so jazzed to be there. And so very committed and kind. Like, I just, she is as nice as everyone says and everyone thinks.
Well, on Bones, you were a lab tech. You were working on that side of the law, and now you're on the other side.
Yeah.
So were you excited when you got the opportunity to be on Organized Crime? Were you excited that you got to play on a different part of the law side, the law story?
Oh, completely. It was so much fun. I didn't, getting to play sort of the villainess, I was just like, it's not the first time I've played one, but the first time I've actually played one that's so interesting. And as we well know, because people are many things, like more than one thing, Angela's maybe not entirely the villain, but maybe she is. We don't know.
Well, a lot of Law and Order roles don't really give you that opportunity since it's only one episode, but Organized Crime is a whole season. So that must have been really cool to know that your part was different than other usual Law and Order parts.
Oh, so much fun. Well, and, first season was just so exciting because it was brand new, and it's like we were making something that no one had ever seen before. There was just like an electricity about it. And second season, of course, the Wheatleys have just kind of come back on. We've landed back in they call them pods. So they had the Albanian pod, now the Wheatley pod. I love this form of storytelling on network television because, like you said, usually the episodes are standalones, yeah. And everything, you got a beginning, middle, and end. You don't have to play them sequentially, like in any sort of sequential order. It's just, and this is really fun because you get to take a deeper dive into everyone's world. I thought the Albanian pod was amazing.
Yeah. Can we expect to see Angela going forward if, when season 3 happens?
I don't know. She's really up for grabs because there's definitely an undeniable connection with Stabler that I think they would probably both prefer wasn't there. I think it would make the life a lot easier for both of them if they didn't have that sort of inexplicable, messy little connection that they do. But, there it is.
Before I let you go, I do have to ask, I'm sure there's probably no immediate plans for a Bones reunion, but if there ever was, if whenever it came up, is that something you'd love to do?
I would love to work with that cast again. I miss them. They're like, we sort of became family after 12 years. You definitely, it's like I feels like we grew up together. So the short answer is yes, I'd be down to work with them again.
And now you're part of a whole new family.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Tamara, thank you so much for taking time to speak with us.
Thank you for having me.
Wish you the best of luck on the new season.